We have seen the gold prices going up above 5,000 US dollars. We also saw silver going up above 100 US dollars, and now everything has cooled down again. And well, a lot of people are scared right now and they ask, how can I make money in mining? Everything just collapsed. Well, that's the reason for certainly the big mining companies. They went up with gold and silver and now they have come back. But the small part of the junior exploration slash development story, they didn't really benefit from this run so far. And here is a great opportunity, in my opinion, for stories that have a real asset, a real story to it, and an exit strategy where you as an investor can benefit from really a discovery and making something big. And today with me is Christopher Berlet. He is the CEO of Canuc Resources. And Chris is in this business for quite a long time. He is experienced not just in exploration, but also in the mining and metals market. And we are going to talk about where are we at in the cycle and how we can make money. And of course, this company as well. Chris, first of all, thanks for being here. Thanks for your time.
Okay, vielen Dank, Jan.
Yeah, you speak a little bit of German, but
Seit 1990.
No, very good. Yeah, so give us a little bit of an idea. You are in this business for quite a long time, and you've seen cycles going up and down. Where are we at?
Okay, so yeah, the metal cycles are pretty dramatic. This one perhaps a little bit different. My area of focus for what's going on in the metals has been reviewing really what's happened with ETFs. There's almost $1 trillion US in exchange traded funds. And the metals, that's a form of investment that only started in 2004 in the metal space. So, there's a tremendous amount of money has gone to ETFs. Now, and you think about it, if you think about a nickel ETF, when you buy that ETF, exchange traded fund, nickel goes into a warehouse to support your investment, to your purchase of that metal. So you've added to demand, and you've competed for that metal with the battery company or the steel company that's looking for that nickel. So you're adding to demand. And because ETFs didn't exist before 2004 in the metal space, prior to that, the only way to the mechanism by which you could invest in nickel was by buying a nickel company or a nickel exploration company. So to a large extent, some of that money in ETFs has come from the opportunity that would have prevailed had they invested in companies, in exploration companies. So you're, to some extent, detracting from investment in supply and adding to demand. And the consequences are dramatic. There's been chronic underinvestment in metal exploration for about 2 decades. So that's kind of the backdrop on the supply side. The chronic underinvestment in exploration for copper, for nickel, for gold, and then you combine that in today's environment with rapidly increasing demand for another set of reasons. But that's kind of the context we're in. So that's a little bit different, perhaps, than previous metal cycles. But metal cycles, broadly speaking, reflect the same thing: underinvestment in supply, and then accelerating demand. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So now is really the time to go out and invest into stories that can create value within that investment area, right? And how can you create value as an exploration company? Well, of course, go out, drill, and find something really big. And with Canuc, that's exactly what you are aiming for. You're aiming to find an IOCG deposit in Ontario, Canada. Give us an idea for someone who's not that deep into the details. What is an IOCG deposit and why you think you can find something and what makes it so exciting for you?
Good. Yeah, thank you, Jan. So the IOCG, obviously the benchmark biggest in the world is the Olympic Dam in Australia. Mm-hmm. And there's almost $2 trillion of contained metal value, copper, gold, and uranium. So massive deposit. And everybody would like to have such a thing because of the dramatic consequences for shareholders. But the copper and the gold that comes with iron, and there's others. Ernest Henry in Australia is considered IOCG. Candelaria in Chile is considered IOCG. Sossego in Brazil. So big deposits. They get names. They all come with iron. Hence the name IOCG. There's been speculation. The gold mines on the property in Sudbury. This is East Sudbury. It's called the East Sudbury project that Canuc has. There's gold and copper mines, historical gold and copper mines. And all the gold and copper in those mines comes with iron. And there's been speculation for about 20 years that there could be a much larger source deposit near to that fits this deposit type and this deposit classification. So we're picking up on that at this stage, and we're seeing more and more evidence that could be the case. So that would be a pretty dramatic outcome if we're successful in proving that. That's our objective. Yeah.
Mhm. So IOCG deposits tend to be very large metal deposits. And now when we look at the map where you're located, we can see Vale, we can see Glencore. So some big names that are very, very close to you, your neighbors as you like. So let's say you find a big IOCG deposit. I mean, that must be of interest for those guys, right?
Well, as I said, chronic underinvestment and exploration for at least 2 decades in the metal space overall. So there's just not enough copper. You find copper, there's not enough copper. There's new demand drivers for different metals, new demand catalysts in gold. But of particular interest in the metal suite that we're seeing, we have copper, we have gold, but also cobalt, nickel, and even platinum group metals. And that's because those metals are in the mantle in Sudbury. They've been mining nickel in Sudbury for more, since 1880. So, for quite some time, and copper. So the nickel, the cobalt that we see, and the platinum group metals are consistent with the IOCG model, and also, it seems that those metals are in the mantle in this area. So in Australia, for instance, you get more uranium, and there's uranium in the mantle in Australia. So you get copper, gold, and uranium in the case of Olympic Dam. But in Chile, the mantle is flush with copper. So you get, a lot of copper, gold, and more copper in the case of Candelaria. And in Mexico, you have silver. So these deposits, they come from deeper through the mantle, and there's iron with them, and they tend to carry the metals that are in the mantle. In this part of the world, Sudbury, Ontario, there's definitely nickel, cobalt, and platinum group metals also that go in conjunction with the gold and copper. So it seems that's the case. Yeah.
Perfect. And let's talk a little bit about the corporate strategy. How do you want to get there? I mean, obviously with drilling and bringing out results. We just saw some drill results from you and the company, and people can read it. We will link it below the video. But also you have a little bit of a cash flow strategy. You have a gas production already. That's a little bit of cash flow, but you also want to aim for gold cash flow. Give us an idea what's up there.
There's an opportunity to do that. And really the objective at the end of the day is to have cash flow to minimize the dilution of shares. That's the most logical way to optimize the return for your shareholders. And we are shareholders. We're significant shareholders of the company. And the fastest path to restricting issuance of shares is to have cash flow to pay your bills. So we have some natural gas in Texas, long life. Producing wells that have been going for quite some time. And we're going to be able to add that. We have an opportunity here for high-grade gold mining on surface that will be very profitable. And so our objective will be to prove that out, to permit, advance that, and to be able to secure a cash flow from high-grade gold mining in a bulk sample format in order that we can conduct exploration and minimize the issuance of shares. Pursue this very large deposit type with an ability to constrain the issuance of shares. Yeah.
So, and I think that's very important. You just said it. You want to minimize the dilution because you are a shareholder yourself, correct? You have put hard dollars into the company, just like every other investor would do. You are investing in your own company. I think that's you wouldn't do that if you wouldn't be convinced that you are about to find something big. Is that correct?
Yeah, most people do, Jan, but yeah, and I'm very excited about what we can do here in Sudbury, Ontario. So I think I've been a student of the business, as I said, since 1990. Been involved in one capacity or another on finance and mining, and I understand the parameters that can really work. So Ontario, Canada, Sudbury is Canada's perhaps most storied mining jurisdiction. Ontario is a fantastic world-leading mining jurisdiction. And to have a discovery of size and scale would get tremendous value for shareholders. That's our objective. So, we're coming on a science-based approach. We're, we're coming on the shoulders of a lot of work done by geoscientists for almost 2 decades now, and we're finding more and more evidence to support this IOCG potential there. So yeah.
Cool. Last question, Chris. If someone invests today into Canuc Resources, what kind of news flow and milestones can this person expect over the next, let's say, 12 months?
Well, very interestingly here quickly in July, we're going to have a seismic survey. We're going to have gravity surveys and magnetic surveys, and that's going to provide direct actionable targets for this major discoveries type, which is IOCG across the property, which is 200 square kilometers. So that could be a very exciting catalyst. Of course, as we discussed, concurrent with that, we are taking all the steps to build the high-grade gold mine so that we can control the issuance of shares. So that'll be a resource calculation, September target, perhaps October, but a resource calculation giving a maiden resource for gold, then permitting pursuit for that, and all the steps that are required for that will be progressive and news. But pursuant to these surveys, it'll take 3 to 4 weeks to do analysis. Then we'll have real actionable exploration targets, maybe August, September timeframe for world-class potential on IOCG targets across the property. So there'll be a lot of news, and the timing is very good for looking at the deal today. Yeah.
Perfect. Chris, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to follow up on the story and keep talking to you on a regular base. Thank you for keeping us informed and for, first of all, introducing us to the story. And we talk again quite soon. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sean.